might have stumbled upon this somehow, or someone who's just interested in watching whatever I post. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you leave a like on the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I always like throwing out oddball videos like this. Video game gameplay videos, traditional ASMR, roleplay videos, and also just talking basketball a whole lot. But yeah, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Today we're just going to be doing a tier ranking of, I guess, my opinion on my favorite Disney movies. Okay, so if you don't know what a tier listing is, it's basically just a website online. You can just look up tier ranking or tier listing or anything like that, and this website will probably pop up. And there's a bunch of different categories they have. If you are a fan of movies, video games, sports, there's different ones where you can rank things by yourself. And today we're doing Disney movies. We have S, or your favorites category, A, or good, B, somewhat good, C, average, D, somewhat bad, and F, I guess very bad, but I don't think really any of these movies are very bad, but I guess we're just gonna have to see. So, just getting right off, very quick, very fast, very tingly, relaxing video here. We have Sword in the Stone, which also, I should probably preface this, I am like a really big fan of Disney. I've said this before in a lot of my videos, but I don't really talk about it a whole lot. But this video, I'm gonna be talking about it a lot. So again, if you're watching this video and watch through it, I literally love you. You're literally my favorite for sure. So, Sword in the Stone. I think the Sword in the Stone movie is actually pretty average. I watched it kind of recently, obviously having Disney Plus. I'm pretty sure I've rewatched all of these movies besides maybe like a couple, like a handful of movies I rewatched recently, but I actually do think Sword in the Stone is actually a pretty average movie. I don't think I could put it any higher than this. I don't think it's like bad. It is a very fast-paced, sort of confusing movie, but I think a lot of the Disney movies back in the day were like that, but I think it's not too bad. Right here I think is the Jungle Book, and for Jungle Book, oh man, it might be in the same category, if not lower. I think the music is really nice, the animation is really cool, the sort of vibe of the jungly forest and all the animals, and again, it has some of like the most iconic Disney music in that movie, so I think I'm gonna go average. But other than that, the storyline's not that great, and the remade movie is not that great either. So, next up, The Aristocats, which is a movie I have not watched in a very long time because I didn't really like it, and I still don't think I like it a whole lot. I don't think it's a very bad movie. I know it's a lot of people really like the movie, and I think it's good if it's tailored more to you, but for me, it's not really in my even top half. I don't really like it a whole lot. That's why I'm putting it in D. Ooh man, Robin Hood. Oh my god. Oh man, dude, Robin Hood might be a B. It's like a very underrated movie. I haven't seen it in a long time though. I'll put it C for now, but I might move it up. Just kind of depends. Obviously, the Robin Hood, the animation, the music, the characters. Oh man, it's actually a pretty good movie. I'll keep it C for now. Winnie the Pooh. That's tough to do, obviously, because I think Winnie the Pooh probably has like 100 different movies. I don't know what it's really based off of. But obviously, as a kid, I really enjoyed Winnie the Pooh. But obviously now, I think it's like a fun, idea. It's a fun movie, I guess. But like, I don't know. I don't think I could sit down and watch a Winnie the Pooh movie. Since I was maybe a little kid, which obviously a lot of these are sort of like that way. But I know a lot of these movies I can sit down and watch and be totally fine. Fox and the Hound. I think it's a pretty underrated movie. I know it's a very sad movie, but definitely one that I wouldn't really. I mean, Robin Hood is definitely, the top tier of the C1. Then you obviously, I'm also not, I am not ranking these in like order from, worst to best in this category. These are just all jumbled up into one section. Just a little FYI. The Black Cauldron. Yeah, we don't need to talk about this. This movie cost Disney a lot of money to make, and it flopped. And there's a reason why it flopped. interesting to me, at least in my opinion. Oliver and Company. This is looking kind of pretty bad for Disney for right now, but you know, it's an average movie. It's good. It's like a good movie, I guess. I guess I could put it in like somewhat good, but if I'm putting Oliver and Company in somewhat good, I'm putting Robin Hood in like good, which I'm not gonna do. But it's like it's an okay movie for sure. A Little Mermaid, I'm not a fan of, but I know it's like a classic for a lot of people, so I think it'd be kind of disrespectful if I put it anywhere below B. Again, Ariel, one of the most iconic characters, an iconic soundtrack, you know, a great Disneyland ride, which I wanted to do a tier listing ride for Disneyland rides. I think that'd be kind of cool, but I think this one would probably get a little bit more attention. But I think Little Mermaid it's an okay, good movie, I think, and it's just the iconic Little Mermaid part of it also just it bumps it up a score, in my opinion. So, Pinocchio, da 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 da, boom. In my opinion, if you ask me what is the most Disney movie of all time, I'm going with Pinocchio. The soundtrack, the characters, just the animation, the story, it's just literally chef kiss to the T, a Disney movie. It's one of my favorite Disney movies, obviously being in the favorites category, the S tier. I really enjoy it, and I love the voice actors in that movie. Everything about it just fits super well, so I really enjoyed it. Even though the movie used to scare the crap out of me as a kid, I really enjoy it now. The Rescuers. No offense, not a fan. Again, a movie as a kid, wasn't really interested. Nowadays, not very interested. It's just, it's a pretty movie. Like, I couldn't really sit down and watch it, really. Beauty and the Beast, almost. I really want to put it in S tier, but I think at the very least it's A. You cannot put Beauty and the Beast anywhere lower than A. It's just iconic. Like, it's an iconic movie for sure, for sure, for sure. The music, of course, animation, of course, story, of course. It just, me personally, doesn't really hit the same as a Pinocchio movie, but I still love Beauty and the Beast, and I even really enjoyed the live action version of it a lot. I thought it's maybe my favorite live action Disney movie remake, but the animation is still head and shoulders above it. Aladdin, man. Aladdin again. You can't put it anywhere under A for sure. It's definitely a top tier Disney movie. But I really want to save my favorites for my favorites, like my personal favorites, like movies I could literally sit down and watch right now, and literally, like, I wouldn't be on my phone at all. I could just sit and watch. And Aladdin's good. It just maybe because I've seen it so many times as a kid. Like, my brother loved Aladdin, so I think we used to watch the movie all the time, and I love it. Obviously, Genie itself makes me want to put Aladdin in S tier, because we all know Robin Williams was born to literally play Genie. He played the character so well. It's a good movie. I might move it up. I will have to see. I'm assuming this is Lion King, right? Yes. Lion King is a fan favorite and a majority favorite. I think all around it's one of the best Disney movies of all time. But again, this is my list, and this is my opinion on my movie list. And I like Lion King, but also in my opinion, I feel like it is very overhyped. It's a good movie, but again, this might be the same thing with Aladdin, where I think I've just seen it so many times over and over and over and over again. It just doesn't really have that vibe and flair as some other movies that I haven't got the chance to watch a whole lot of, but I still really enjoy, like Pinocchio. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Pocahontas. I think Pocahontas is another very underrated movie. Watching it actually kind of recently. Obviously, you know, the story is interesting, an interesting story, one that probably wouldn't very well hold up today in today's day and age, but it's good, and again, a great soundtrack, a great main character with Pocahontas. It's a beautiful movie, and the animation is it's so good. If you haven't watched it recently, I highly recommend it for sure. Hunchback of Notre Dame. watched maybe once or twice as an adult, maybe once. A movie I don't really find very interesting. Again, I'm only putting it in really somewhat bad is because of, again, Quasimodo is a very iconic character. The Gypsy Lady, also very iconic. The soundtrack, I know a lot of people like the songs they sing in it as well, so I might put it in D. 101 Dalmatians. I recently watched this one, maybe a couple months ago. Actually, pretty good. I really enjoyed this movie as a kid, and even nowadays, all the little puppies, all the little doggos, are very cute in that movie. It's very well animated. All the sounds of like the dogs and different dog barks, and I think it's a really fun movie. I really enjoy it. Hercules. Da, 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 boom. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oh, didn't mean to do that. In my opinion, Hercules, again, one of my favorites of all time for Disney for sure. I love just everything, the story, the animation, the voice acting. It's one of my favorite Disney movies, definitely of all time. Would I put it over Pinocchio? Probably not, but in my opinion, it's one of my favorites. Mulan again, a movie you can't put under A for sure, and I think Tarzan, I can talk both about it at the same time. Very, very awesome movies. Both of these guys I can put into S. Same thing with that, same thing with that, same thing with Lion King. Like, all these movies are basically in the same tiers. Just my personal favorite ones are these guys, but Tarzan's a great one, Mulan's a great one. I haven't watched the newer Mulan movie, but I'll get around to it at some point in time, I feel. I think that's Fantasia, which, if you are a fan of, art, music, Disney as a whole, not looking for a good story, I guess, Fantasia is okay, and that's me. I really enjoyed the score of Fantasia and the sort of animation it has. It's a very beautiful movie. The second one, I wasn't a big fan of. I don't even really remember it at all, but I know I didn't really like it. Dinosaur is okay. I watched this movie a lot when I was a kid. We had it on VHS, and I remember it being really confusing and weird. The dinosaurs look very wonky in this movie. Obviously, being an early 2000s CGI style of movie, all movies back there did, but I didn't really enjoy this movie a whole lot. But I know it's sort of like a sort of cult classic, I guess, for kids. Emperor's New Groove, almost an S. It's almost. Definitely, people of my sort of, I guess, generation or era or age in their 20s love Emperor's New Groove. I grew up watching Emperor's New Groove a whole lot, obviously on VHS. Very underrated movie in Disney lore. I think it definitely needs some sort of, maybe not a reboot or a reshoot, but maybe just more attention. I think Emperor's New Groove is very highly underrated in sort of the eyes of Disney, but as fans, I'm sure a lot of people love it. I'm sure this is Atlantis. I think Atlantis is actually a pretty decent movie. I highly recommend it if you haven't watched Atlantis. It's definitely not a kids movie. It's definitely a good, adventure movie, an action adventure movie with a lot of, I don't want to say complex things going on, but it's actually, if you're an adult, you could definitely sit down and watch Atlantis and have a very good time, in my opinion. Lilo and Stitch, I actually watched this movie last night, believe it or not, and God, it's the music in that movie, the Hawaiian vibe it gives off is so awesome, and the animation of the drawings of the trees and the ocean and the island life is just so beautiful. It makes me want to go to Hawaii so bad. I think it's a great movie. Sure, it's not very, good wise, I guess story wise, it's what really takes a little take on it. The story's kind of weird, but I enjoy basically everything else about it. Treasure Planets, man, guys, if you have not seen Treasure Planet, please, God, watch that movie. I watched it, again, a couple months ago, and it's so good. It is so good, guys. It's so underrated, at least in my opinion. It's definitely a lot like Atlantis, where, you could watch it as an adult, as It's not a good movie. I will not say that. It's not a movie I would pick to watch. But obviously, Dumbo being so iconic, a lot of iconic scenes in Disney history, you know, for good or bad reasons. You could say that for yourself, but this movie also used to scare the poop out of me, but I've gotten over it. And I think it's actually a decent movie, but mostly due to nostalgia. I think it's rated kind of high. Inside Out, I enjoyed. It was good, but it's not really a movie I would like go back and watch. You know, again, it's a good sort of story. I think the animation is pretty okay for a Disney Pixar movie. Sorry. I might move it up to B, but it's not really. I would rather watch Wreck-It Ralph than Inside Out, Big Hero 6 than Inside Out. I might even watch Prince of the Frog than Inside Out. Like, it's a good movie, but again, there are some better ones, at least in my opinion. Next up, we have Zootopia, and this is a good movie. Definitely a very good movie. Not a very good movie. It's a good movie. I think, again, the animation is just what makes it really good and cool for me, and also the vast universe they created for this movie of Zootopia. You know, if you just like pause a scene in this movie and look around and see all the buildings and cities and signs and people, like, it's such a big movie. I'm so surprised it hasn't made like a sequel already, but I think this movie is very, 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 very underrated. Tangled, in my opinion, is the best Disney princess movie. I love Tangled. I think Tangled is almost a perfect Disney movie with, you know, adventure, romance, you could say, funny moments, serious moments. I think it's almost the perfect Disney movie, at least in my opinion. It's my favorite Disney princess movie, so I think I have to put it in a favorites sort of section. I love the characters of Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. I think it's really cool. I'm trying to think. Yeah, and I'm trying to think what I could say bad about it. I don't know. I like the movie a lot. That's all I can really say about it. Moana. I think Moana is also a pretty underrated movie. I think Moana was really good. Soundtrack, really good. Very good. Sort of adventure-y type movie. Sort of on the same level with Lilo and Stitch. It just makes me want to go somewhere tropical, you know? I think the story was very, you know, vast and maybe a little bit too complex for like kids, maybe, but I really enjoyed the movie for sure. I'm assuming this is Frozen 1. I don't think they don't have Frozen 2 on here, which I actually enjoyed Frozen 2 more than Frozen 1 if I'm being honest, but I think Frozen it's a good movie. It's, you know, it's alright. It's definitely, you know, more than sort of newer age of Disney and slash, you know, Disney princess movies, but I thought it was okay. I didn't really highly enjoy it, but I thought it was good. Here are some more Pixar movies, it seems. Toy Story, in my opinion. Actually, should I put Pixar movies on here? I don't even know. That might take a little too long. We're already about 20 plus minutes into this. I'll just do the Disney movies. How about that? We'll just do Disney movies. And maybe in another video I'll do Pixar movies or something like that, but I'm trying to see if I actually accidentally put any Pixar movies. Oh yeah, I put Inside Out on there. That's a Disney Pixar movie, I think. My bad. We'll just leave it there for now. But I'll just be doing the Disney movies, so we'll skip on over past to Bambi. Bambi is a very average movie, at least in my opinion. I might even go lower than that, but I think just the iconic character of Bambi and the story of, you know, Bambi's mom and all that stuff, I think it's okay. You know, it's just a very average Disney movie. I think it's just the story is boring. Everything about the movie is boring. But the animation is cool. That's really about it. Let's see here. That's a Pixar. Cinderella. I think Cinderella is also in that sort of same tier where the story is pretty bland and somewhat boring. But again, the story of Cinderella, very iconic. And just the whole vibe, again, of the classic Disney movie of Cinderella is what makes it sort of good, I guess you could say. Alice in Wonderland, again, sort of on the same tier. The movie is weird, and as a kid, again, it used to scare me. I didn't like watching it, but it's just an iconic Disney like character. I think that's what really pushed it for me, and like nostalgia and stuff really plays a big part in when I rank these movies. But that's also just again my own opinion. Lady and the Tramp, never really liked that movie. I think I maybe watched the whole movie like once or twice in my entire life. It has that one iconic scene, and that's really about it. That's really all the movie is to me. We're gonna save that guy for last. Beauty and the Beast is also not that great of a movie. I watched it actually very recently, a couple months ago, when I was watching all of the old Disney movies back again, and it's just not good. The story is boring. The music is okay, but I think Maleficent really makes that movie good and watchable, but everything else about it is pretty bland. And I'll put Snow White in that same category of sort of, the story is iconic, characters iconic, but the actual movie itself is so boring to watch. It's not fun. It's not a good time. But if you want to watch it for nostalgic reasons, or if you grew up watching Disney, I think it's an okay time. And lastly, I think we have Peter Pan, and Peter Pan is the last movie to pick because it is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, Peter Pan. So, again, maybe besides Pinocchio, it might be the most, iconic, picture-perfect Disney type of movie you could pick. I really enjoy the characters, the music, the score of Peter Pan is what really makes it for me. So, I think Peter Pan is one of my favorites. So, I think that is my list. I think this is sort of my Mount Rushmore, I guess, of Disney movies, you could say. Then we have, good movies, which all, I think A and S are sort of all in the same tier. I would just rather watch these four movies. I guess these are just my favorites of the four, but all these other movies are super good. For B tier, I think Big Hero 6 might be a movie I'd put over and put it into A tier, but I'm not entirely sure. They're also missing Wreck-It Ralph 2, which kind of sucks. They're missing some movies, which is kind of sad. C tier movies are just like okay movies. Like if they're on, I would watch them. Nothing super crazy. D tier movies are just meh. They're there. Obviously some of them are super iconic, like Snow White, and Snow White is what makes them iconic. But other than that, the movie's pretty boring. And then we have some, I don't want to say very bad, but just not my favorite movies. Movies I just was never interested in ever, and nothing about them, no offense, makes them very special. But if I were to do, the Pixar movies, I think Monsters Inc. is an A, easy A for sure. Incredibles, easy A. Cars, easy A. Ratatouille is actually one of my favorite Disney movies. That would be an S tier movie for me. Ratatouille, highly underrated. WALL-E's an A, Up might be an S or an A. Man, Disney, Pixar, it knocks them out of the park for sure. But alas, that'll be too long to go through. It's already almost a 30-minute video, so I want to make this one kind of quick. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, if you are watching this video right now, I literally love you so much. You're literally my favorite. Like this video if you want different sort of tier rankings. I could do, food. I could do, other movies like Marvel and stuff like that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So just let me know down in the comments what you guys would like to see, and I'll see you again in my next video very soon. Now make sure you guys check out the other video posted